Welcome into the Landon Tengwall Show, brought to you by Bobby Real Honda of State College. You need anything with your car, you need something fixed up, a new car, go tell them Landon sent you, they'll take care of you. Terry Smith had his Monday presser. This is where I give you guys the meat and potatoes of everything he said leading up to Ohio State. And I just want to reiterate, I really do appreciate how candid and honest Terry Smith is in these. You are getting exactly what he thinks, what he feels. He allows his motion to come out if he feels it needs to. So it's cool to see that. Now, we started out with an injury update. Terry Smith said that he has no update on Jackson Smolik, Penn State backup quarterback, with his it's kind of a wrist/hand injury is what it seemed to be, which basically implied that true freshman quarterback Beckham Kritza will be the backup quarterback going to Columbus. And that is why you probably should not be doing backup quarterback packages with your backup, who's already was the third string, because now you're going into Columbus with, if Grunk goes down, God forbid, knock on wood, you have someone that will be running the offense who I think Kritz has also kind of been injured, but someone that has literally only taken scout team snaps all year long. So you're not putting yourself in great situations. Speaking of that, Terry Smith was asked about that double quarterback package where Smolik came in 11 different times against Iowa. He said we had discussions about it. He said the staff, we felt like it was successful, and he wanted to find different ways to make teams have to prepare for Penn State, basically putting that on tape, hoping that down the line Ohio State has to spend an extra couple hours saying, hey, we got to get ready for this double quarterback package. We don't know what they're going to do into it. And he also said it is still an option for the future. Please, God, I pray it is not still an option. All right, other injuries. Zariah Fisher left the game against Iowa with an injury. Terry Smith said that he will be back available against Ohio State. And then Vanga Ioane, Penn State's probably best offensive lineman, left guard. He will be back for this Ohio State game as well. He missed the entire Iowa game. And I think that's important because, honestly, Penn State had its probably best day run blocking against Iowa, but they're going to have to run the ball against Ohio State. And I told you guys in the pregame show that it's something that Penn State really hasn't done well in the past 2-3 years against Ohio State. They haven't been able to run the ball, and it's just shut off the passing game along with it. So Terry Smith said, we have to get creative in this rushing attack. Note that last week during the bye week, when the media came to practice on, it was Tuesday or Wednesday, the offense went into the indoor facility, and Terry Smith was asked about it, and he said, yeah, we're working on a new install for offense. So be on the lookout for possibly some new plays for Ohio State. I think we could expect that, but just kind of different formations, different packages. And it seems like on the bye week, they were working to attack Ohio State, not just working on self-scout like Penn State has done in the past. Terry, he basically said everything that we know. Like, you have to run the ball effectively in these type of games where you are Ohio State's favored by almost 3 touchdowns. And you have to get your quarterback easy passes where he is only reading one side of the field. It's okay. I'm going to number 1 read, not there, I'm going to 2. And if that's not there, I'm taking off or I'm going straight to my check down. He said, quote, we have to put him in position to succeed, in talking about Ethan Grunkmeyer. And I think it was fair to say that Grunk wasn't put in full position to succeed against Iowa. And that's why I said, look, given the circumstances, I thought Grunkmeyer did a great job against Iowa. I know the stat line doesn't show it, and I know there were times where he did get panicked, and there was bad on the tape, but there was also a lot of good for someone in their first start in a hostile environment, in an offense that is sputtering, I guess you could say. So hopefully we can continue to build upon that, and Grunkmeyer can continue to build that confidence. But hey, you're going to need some confidence going against the number 1 team in America. Now, Terry Smith was asked about young guys that we could see play a little bit more, and he said that Kobe Howard and Tyseer Denmark are likely to see some more action. He said, quote, we have these young wide receivers. We're going to give those guys an opportunity to inject some life into the passing game. That's what we like to hear. Need to see him on the field. I've talked about Kobe Howard, the separation he creates, the most dynamic wide receiver in the room, I feel like, maybe outside of Devontae Ross, but I feel like that answer might even be Kobe Howard. A little late on giving these guys a little bit more opportunity, but I will welcome it against a very good Ohio State DB room. So they're going to have to find ways to get open, and it looks like they're opening up, checking underneath all the couch cushions, everything. Let's find a way to get explosive and create some production on this offense. Now, on defense, Terry said that they are contemplating playing more freshman linebacker Alex Tash. And I think you have to, because right now the linebackers are struggling. It doesn't help when the defensive line is getting pushed almost back into them. But still, we have some shoddy linebacker play. I think it's clear Dom DeLuca is a great player, but he needs to not play 98% of the snaps on defense, which is what he's been playing. He was meant to play 20 to 25 snaps. So you got to find, whether that's Alex Tash, whoever you're plugging in, more Keon Wiley, like, you got to figure out ways to get better linebacker play out of this defense. And I was sitting there pondering it during the press conference, and Terry basically said, yeah, we have to find more depth at linebacker. And that was the same thing that Knowles said back. It was like week 2 or week 3. Basically, I don't really know what we have because we can't see it yet. The depth isn't there. And there's a reason why, like I said, that Dom DeLuca, and now they've started to add in Keon Wiley a little bit more, because Penn State was playing some 4-3 defense against Iowa and even the week before against Northwestern. But I started to ponder, okay, like, why are none of these young guys able to get reps? And I get it. They're freshmen. They're learning. But think about it like this. We have, and I've talked to you guys about this watching the All-22 film, it is clear, especially the front seven, they are not confident in everything going on as far as schematically. There's still gaps that are just not being filled. There's missed assignments. There's a lot of those issues. There's guys that aren't able to play at 100% speed because it seems like they're second guessing. Are they in the right place? Are they doing the right thing? And I think now you think about it, and it's like, okay, you got starters, 3rd, 4th year guys, 5th year guys, not fully confident. How can you expect a true freshman linebacker to grasp this? Terry Smith even said it. He said it's a very complex defense. He said it's NFL level, and the guys have to keep learning. I've already made my gripes about it, that you need to simplify it if your players cannot understand it by week 7 or week 8 of the college football season. But I think that kind of explains why we haven't seen the young linebackers, because if the other guys are struggling with grasping everything, how do you think an 18-year-old that just got here 6 months ago is going to grasp this NFL level defense? So I think that's part of it, is just everything might be moving a little bit too fast. Simplify it. And then lastly, Terry Smith, when he was asked about other guys that could play, he said we are looking at true freshman DB Jameer Joseph to play some more nickel cornerback. That's where you see Zion Tracy. You see a couple different guys there, and it hasn't, and no one has really cemented themselves. Obviously, this defense has not been playing very well. So someone that could get some more snaps at Ohio State, a very young guy, and I'm a big fan of his. He's a great kid, know his family, so excited for him if he gets a lot more of an opportunity here against Ohio State at nickel cornerback. And then last thing, there's been questions about this, but I've seen people say, why not Terry Smith to stay on as head coach? So he was asked point blank, do you want to be on this staff next year? Obviously, that's kind of a hard question to ask someone at this moment. So he did a good job of saying, look, we're focused on Ohio State. But he said, look, if that opportunity presents itself, I'm going to pray on it and talk about it with my family. Man of God, we love Terry Smith. What a good man. But he said, I will always entertain the opportunity to stay here at Penn State. And whoever comes in next, I think you got to do everything you can to keep Terry Smith. He is a glue guy, captain, played here, knows what it takes, wants to stay here, it kind of feels like. I mean, there's a reason why you're a DB coach for 11 years at one place. It wasn't like Terry Smith was looking to like work his way up the ranks and go be, a defensive coordinator somewhere. He loves being a DB coach and getting to coach at his alma mater. So I hope whoever comes in next can make sure to find some room for him, because he deserves it, and he is trying to kind of right the ship right now. But that is everything. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We will have Ohio State's film breakdown later today, and then live call-in show 7:30 p.m. tonight. You guys know it. Beer, phone calls with my best friends, all you guys. So I can't wait. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.